Hey guys, and welcome to Spit Talk. My name's Kyle,
My name is Aaron.
And I'm Louie.
and for today's episode, we're just going to be going through a bunch of genres. We have a little color wheel here with a bunch of genres that Jan has. Just to cover the ones that are on it, we got classic, drama, thriller, action, comedy, romance, music, musicals, animation, horror, foreign, independent, and documentary. So, we'll see what we come up with, and we're just gonna talk about what we like from each, or what our favorite movies are from each genre, and kind of go from there, spin as we go.
Yeah, and
So,
this will just be off the top for the most part, in my opinion. I'll think long and hard on what comes out for my favorite, but it'll be off the top for me.
Long.
So
and
whenever
hard.
you're ready, Louis.
Yeah. Okay. So I have this. I'm just gonna spin it now. Tick 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 tick. Oh my god! Really? Okay. So the
This
first
is
one.
the worst one to start off with.
We're starting off with musical. That's the one that it landed on. Anyone want to
Already
start?
have my. I guess from my recent memory, I guess I'd have to say La La Land.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
That's
that was a
the only
pretty-
thing I could think of too. But
I mean, there's a lot of like classic ones too. Like, was it, what's that one? Sound of Music.
Hmm.
yeah.
What else? I mean, I haven't really watched a bunch of musicals or. I mean, there's also a music, so it says like music/musical. So maybe like you can kind of attribute it to a music-based film, like let's say, how to say this?
Raise
Covering
Your
artists.
Voice with Hilary Duff. That's a music-ish movie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, something like that. You can do like Bohemian Rhapsody, Compton,
Yeah.
but like music and musical are kind of like depending on how you
think-
see it.
Yeah, I think with that, like Compton or Straight Outta Compton and Bohemian Rhapsody, I think that falls under a different genre. But I get where you're coming from with music. But I guess going off of musical, Sound of Music is up there for me. And La La Land, but if I had to go just music, I would say Hamilton, if you guys want to count it or not. But well, you guys can be the judge of that.
I guess we can count it then.
I guess you
'cause
can
it,
count it.
Yeah, it did come out as a movie on Disney. Dude, High School Musical is a classic. So
That's
I-
also true.
that's all. That's a musical, and I guess I'll pick High School Musical. Maybe because that's the only thing I could think of at the moment. Like, this is the worst one to start off with because I don't really watch musicals. I think Aaron has more knowledge when it comes to like stuff like this because I never watched Sound of Music.
Mm.
Yeah, see, so I've never watched any of the old stuff.
Dang,
Yeah.
you don't know Doe a deer, a female deer, Ray a drop of golden sun?
Okay, wait. No, see, I know the songs, but like when it comes, movie wise, I don't even know where it came from. But like, yeah, I know the songs, I guess.
Well, that's where it came from.
Okay. Yeah, now I guess now I know. And then so we're moving on from this one. Sorry, we didn't have more input.
You don't want to say Cats or anything?
No,
No.
hell no. I never watched it. I never even bothered. Aaron, did you watch? Did you watch Cats?
No. I've watched, my brother's actually a teacher that teaches drama, so I've watched like kind of like the Hamilton style where it was just a play like stuff, so that was interesting, but I've never watched, the movie, the one with like James Gordon and Idris Elba and all that
Oh,
stuff.
there's
yeah.
also
I didn't watch
there's
that
also
one.
Les Mis.
Mm.
Les Mis is a
Mm,
good one too.
Dang, I heard that was like
Like-
straight up 3 hours of
I never
Like
watched
OG
it.
Les Miserables.
I never watched it.
What? You haven't?
Dude, I don't.
You don't
like-
remember in middle school we had to sit through and watch Les
Dude,
Miserables after like Phantom of the Opera.
That wasn't the fucking movie though. I remember watching Phantom of the Opera, but like the movie itself, like I think we watched
the
the fucking
recent one? I watched the recent one. The
Yeah, see,
came
I didn't even watch
came out
that.
in like
I couldn't get through the first.
2012?
that was crazy.
You like that one?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I didn't watch it, but just the fact that it's 3 hours long and it's straight up all singing. I remember one of our friends said
Oh.
it was just straight up singing, like barely any dialogue. I was like, F that.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then
yeah.
I guess another. I mean, not going through movies, but like Rent too. Rent's a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, I guess that kind of,
Like OG Rent.
yeah. I watched parts of that. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't go out of my way to watch musicals for some reason. Like I even when I try, like I think I tried Les Miserables, but I couldn't get through Russell Crowe singing. So I just like tuned out. I was like, fuck this, I don't want to watch this shit. So okay, so we're moving on. The next one that it landed on, do you want me to spin it again? Because
No, that's
it was
fine.
kind of
You
premature.
can
Okay.
keep it on it.
So the next one is Thriller, which is actually something I do like a lot. And I might go with 7. It's kind of like noir film, so it's like a subgenre of this whole genre. But 7 would be up there for me, starring Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, directed by my favorite, probably my favorite, David Fincher. So yeah, like I could try to think of more, but like off the top of my head, that's what I could think of right now is 7.
7. You're not gonna mention Gone Girl?
Okay.
could
It
you?
was. It's up there. It's
How
up
could
there,
you? Yeah. I mean, I'd say for me, I'd say Gone Girl as of recent
Mhm.
memory,
But
and
yeah.
it's kind of hard to distinguish between like horror and thriller. But if we're gonna do like strictly thriller, I'd say Gone Girl is a more appropriate genre staple, in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
opinion.
Another good choice. Yeah. I was gonna go off of what you said of recent, and the one that stuck to me was Don't Breathe. If you guys remember that one, so Don't Breathe was a very
Dude.
like action-packed thriller kind of feel. So yeah, again,
Pretty
this is off
good
the
one.
top.
Who's in that one? Who's in
You
that?
don't
Is it-
remember Don't Breathe? It's about the blind guy, like, and someone broke into his house, but the blind guy ended up like being this like military badass, and like
Yeah.
Do you not
no, it
remember that?
doesn't ring a bell.
Oh,
Oh
man,
my God,
you
who's
should,
the one
you
that
should check
started
it
it?
out. You should check it out. It's pretty cool how the most part I felt like I didn't want to breathe for some reason. I was like, it was so quiet like
Oh,
throughout the whole
wow.
film. I don't know, like it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So that's
I mean,
I guess coming off of Thriller, that's what I think of
would
immediately.
you consider Quiet Place a thriller?
I
Thriller
would.
slash suspenseful. I mean, that's pretty up there. Yeah.
I would classify that more as horror. I think.
No, I wouldn't say horror.
I think it's. I don't know. I mean, well, it's kind of like it's a blur. It's like in the gray area of those two, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of funny that you mentioned Gone Girl because that's also Fincher, and he does a lot. Like he has a lot of thrillers and stuff. That's kind of like his whole thing. He did Gone Girl. He did The Game. You guys never watched The Game?
No, never watched
Yeah.
the game.
It's with
No.
Michael Douglas and Sean Penn. I want to say. I think it's Sean Penn. That one's fucking sick. It's really good. And 7, if you didn't know, 7 was about like the serial killer who's like kind of killing people based on like the 7 deadly sins. So yeah, it's really fucking interesting. And you guys should watch that. And Gone Girl and Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe is fucking recent, and I still want to watch the second one. The second one's coming
yeah,
out.
it's coming out.
Yeah.
But all good choices. So yeah, let's try another genre.
All right.
Those were 2 hard ones, by the way, like musical and thriller. It's since it's like very, like 2 different aspects. But
Yeah, it's like on the other side of the
Yeah.
fucking spectrum of genres. It's like not on the same level.
but it's very difficult to think of one for both.
Right. All right. So I just spin the wheel again, the little wheel here, and then landed on comedy. So
Oh.
did anyone want to start with comedy here?
Oh man.
Okay, so we need to have a basis. Is it just strictly comedy, or are we going subgenre like action comedy, romantic comedy, or are we just gonna stick to just comedy?
I don't know. Like, I guess if it's predominantly comedy, it would count. So I would say even like stuff like Rush Hour would count because that's kind of more marketed as a comedy. Yeah. So like, I guess just think of something that you could like that you want to like that you think is your favorite for like comedy wise, I guess.
Mm. Okay, so you brought up Rush Hour. That was the first one I thought of.
Oh,
That's up there for me. If I had to go action comedy, I know any Adam Sandler film, like at least his earlier ones were pretty good, like comedy wise. Um, but I'll just stay Rush Hour just because it's Jackie Chan and I can get that action part of it, and Chris Tucker does a good job with Jackie Chan in that film. Um, out of all the three, I would say the second one's my favorite one. The first one was
yeah.
really good, but the second one just hit different with the comedy to me. Both action
Whole
as
other
well
level.
as the dialogue. So I can go back to it. So when I'm thinking
Yeah.
about these comedies and favorites, I want to always go back to these films. So Rush Hour 2 would be a comedy I would go back to. And same with like the Adam Sandler's early films like Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore. Any of his early work, like I would go back to.
Yeah, dude, I think Rush Hour 2 is also like my favorite of those three that you mentioned. Oh, dude, it always kills me every time fucking, what's his name? Chris Tucker is in, like running around Hong Kong, like screaming, "Get out of the way, I'm LAPD." Like, dude, you're fucking Hong Kong, dude. But for comedy, I guess I think I would pick, uh, there's, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. There's like two that I always go back to. Like as a kid, like as a, like a, what's it? I don't want to say this, but like, yeah, I used to love Just Friends with the fucking Ryan Reynolds and what the hell's her name? But like, it's about like, that's the where the whole term of friend zone came from. I feel like, and yeah, I always go back to that one. It always kills me. And even 40-Year-Old Virgin, I would go back to.
Classic.
Those are
Classic.
classics. Yeah. So Kyle, do you have anything?
I guess my take for comedy is a lot of like, I guess adult curated comedies. So in the terms of like just a lot of adult jokes and just kind of, for example, like 21 Jump Street, Sausage Party, all these like adult movies that are just a lot of hard adult jokes. So I'd say like, I mean, the 21 Jump Street's pretty good for me.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other ones. And like the old ones too. Pineapple Express.
National Lampoon, man. You're a National
National
Lampoon guy.
Lampoon, Napoleon Dynamite. It's like kind of on the more dry humor side, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like if you get it, you get it, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's one of those. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy how comedy it kind of falls into those different areas. Like there is dialogue comedy, like what you kind of mentioned, and you got the dumb comedy like Pineapple Express and all that other stuff. So I guess my question to you guys, like, what do you prefer more? Like the dumb comedy, the dialogue comedy? I don't know, like
Dude.
your preference.
Anything that Seth Rogen is in, I'm good for it.
It's just a Rogen. Anything that makes me laugh, honestly. See, you mentioned dumb, and I just immediately thought of Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, those are good ones. I'm always a freaking Jim Carrey guy. That guy always kills me. So yeah, see now I'm thinking about like Liar Liar and like fucking Ace Ventura, the stuff like that. Those are like
Ace
the
Ventura is
classic
great.
comedies, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like if you're talking about like the dumb stuff or like like dumb humor, I guess I would gravitate more towards like I guess a mixture of the two, like not necessarily too dumb because I don't like I got like the like you guys remember parodies back then, like that was like the huge thing,
Mm.
like Meet the Spartans. Yeah, see, fucking Meet the Spartans and like that vampire one that came out.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
really
Yeah,
That was scary
Very
movies
funny,
up
bro.
there for parodies. Scary movies, if that
Yeah,
was a genre.
okay, see,
Scary Movie
those are
2
the
was
only
like,
good ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
Scary Movie 1, 2, 3. Those were the only good ones. I think
Everything
3 might be
after.
my favorite from there.
Wait, so would you consider what about where does American Pie fit to this? And I'm just
Yeah,
talking about the
I-
first three.
That's a
Because
That's-
those are
that's a
those
comedy.
are
pretty
fucking
classic.
classics.
Yeah, those are good comedies.
Yeah.
dang, that's crazy.
All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel again, and I think I did. Yeah, I spun it already. The next one's on action. So
This is gonna be
I guess pure action film.
controversial.
That's a lot that you could choose from. I guess I can go first because I already have one in mind because I always go back to this whenever people argue with me about Die Hard versus Speed. I'm just gonna go Speed. because 1, it's Keanu Reeves. 2, it's Sandra Bullock. 3, it's a fucking race against time of them trying to just keep the bus running over a certain miles per hour or a certain speed limit. And if you go below that, the bomb will explode. It's so simple and it's so fucking good. And it's Keanu Reeves in his prime. Well, no, I don't want to say that because he's kind of in his prime now. But dude, if you never watched Speed, that's pretty much all you need to know about it. Just watch it, and it's one of the best fucking action movies ever, I would say.
What's your take on MI?
Mission Impossible, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, Mission Impossible didn't get good like until maybe part 3 or 4. So I don't know, but it's up there. It's pretty up there for me.
Interesting. I was just curious. I guess for me, I'll have to go with like, I guess a classic with just James Bond in general. Kind of that suave action type of deal, spy kind of things.
Yeah, I can see that.
How about you, Aaron?
Okay. So sorry, I was giving you more time to talk about that. I wanted to hear more, but my action.
Oh, you have questions?
No, but I'm good. But my action would be I was always raised with like explosions and a lot of fighting. So like maybe like Ong Bak, but in that area where there's like a shitload of fighting. So I'm gonna go Keanu Reeves as well, and I'll say why am I blanking out again?
What, John Wick?
John Wick. There we go.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I was blanking out. John Wick. John Wick was a good one just because I remember Louis is the one that actually introduced me to John Wick.
Hey.
And he was saying it was a dead theater. Then I was like, shoot, I'll give it a shot. Then I was like one of 2 people in there. Then yeah, it was straight up all action over a dead dog. So that was pretty crazy. The Baba Yaga. So that would be my action choice for this genre.
I thought when you said explosions, I thought you were gonna say Transformers.
Transformers, yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, dude.
No. I guess I'm into like the big, like, you know, those big choreographs and big explosion kind of feels. Like I guess that's where my headspace is at when I think of action. So fighting or anything, I guess in that Transformers where Michael Bay, where there's a lot of explosions. I guess that's where my headspace is at.
Yeah, we haven't been like because you mentioned Ong Bak and stuff. So like I guess martial arts films will kind of fall into this thing, and that opens up like a whole other can of worms in terms of like the genre. Dude, that's a lot of films
basically.
Yeah, because I remember like a bunch of the old Jackie Chan stuff is fucking sick, and even like the classics like those would also come into play.
What's it?
When it comes to this,
was it the one with Jet Li and was it something the Dragon?
Wait, which one?
No, I'm talking the one with
Jet Li and Jackie Chan?
Bruce, no, not Jet Li. Bruce Lee and
Way of the Dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, Way of the Dragon. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that played on G4, just kind of
fucking every other week.
Every other week, yeah.
Fucking G4. But yeah, so those are pretty good choices for action. Like there's more that we could think of. It's just that like we're literally going off like what we know, or like I grew up with Speed. Like I think my dad was the one that introduced me to Speed. And yeah, so if you guys have never watched any of these films, dude, you're missing out. So yeah, going on to the next genre here. It's gonna be documentary, and I know that I've watched a few, so I know Kyle probably watched more than me. So why don't you start it off?
Yeah, Mr.
I mean,
Netflix.
like, I don't really
Netflix
have
documentary.
like a favorite documentary. Just because like it's very picky, and most of the stuff that I watch are usually like murder-oriented documentaries.
Yeah,
documentaries have like their own kind of like it's its own genre itself in the film industry, where it's really catered towards telling a specific story in a different way. So I'm just trying to think, just going through the list down here, like what comes to mind.
Okay, while you look at that, Aaron, do you have anything in mind?
Yeah. So I guess what Kyle's saying is true that documentaries, it is its own little thing because there are TV documentaries like The Last Dance where it's broken up into different episodes, or you can go strictly documentary where it's just one film talking about that entire thing. And I'm gonna go in that area where it's just one a documentary that's just one film, like an hour 30, hour 40. And if you haven't watched it, it's called Scores, and it's literally just talking about movie producers that make the music, or that make the sound of the music,
Mhm.
like John Williams, Hans Zimmer, all those
The
people that
composers for the most part, yeah.
but sorry, they're composers that make the sound of the movies, and it's interesting. So if you guys haven't watched the film, you should totally check it out. It gives you a better appreciation of how music plays into a movie. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's my choice.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, you mentioned TV shows. Most of the documentaries I watched were TV shows ish. Like I've never watched, or I might have. Like movie, like an actual like movie that's a documentary. Maybe there's one where it's called "The Death of Superman Lives." That I could think of by John Schnepp. That one's pretty good. I think that's one of the few that I have watched. Um, yeah, you mentioned The Last Dance, dude. I'm a big wrestling fan, so like, there's actually one called The Last Ride, and it's Undertaker's version of the
Whoa.
last dance thing. So that one was pretty good too. It's like his final like couple of years as a wrestler. That one's really interesting too. Because you never see that stuff behind that guy like Undertaker himself. So yeah, that one's really interesting too. So yeah, Kyle, did you
I guess
think of anything?
the only one I can think of recently, like if we're gonna talk about like a whole movie, I'd say The Social Dilemma on Netflix is a pretty good documentary.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so if you guys seen
Wait,
that, that's a pretty
What's
good
what's
one.
that one about? Social.
It's basically like how social media like affects like daily life and stuff. It has a lot of different takes on it. So
Right. Maybe I'll check it on
It's
Netflix,
a
right?
Yeah, so I just know Social Dilemma really focused in. I literally wrote a paper about this in my
Oh,
college
snap.
like recently. I just wanted to add it because it was a very interesting documentary. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just funny how social media right now is taking over our lives. So it really like touched up on that idea, and yeah, good pick, good documentary. You should watch it, Jen.
Yeah, I'll
does
probably check
Disney
it out.
Planets count as documentary or Earth?
Dude, Discovery,
Big
Discovery.
Disney,
Discovery
fucking
or just
Disney
Earth?
nature and shit.
Yeah,
You wanna
those
see
are great.
the chimpanzee and the polar
Dude.
bears.
Those are the
Yeah.
movies you buy for to sneak into a rated R movie back then. I remember, like a couple of my friends, because I asked my dad to buy my ticket, but like a few of my like whoever we watched with when we were, I think it might have been Kick Ass, because we were like freshmen in high school. They're like, yeah, we bought a ticket for Disney Nature. Like I think it was like I forgot, it was like something about the dolphins. I think I don't remember, but we're like, what the fuck? Like they literally just like moved that. Yeah, so just a tip for you guys: if you ever want to sneak in a rated R film,
Don't.
if you're under 17. Oh shoot, I already spun it. Okay, so the next one is horror, and
Whoa, was it horror? I thought it was romance.
oh, was it romance? Oh, okay,
I
okay,
kinda
fine.
wanna say it was
We'll do
romance.
romance first. I guess I did spin it
Okay.
then. So romance is the next one.
Romance
Do
is
you
a
have
very
anything?
interesting genre.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hmm.
I mean, I have one that
Anyone want
comes
to
to
start it?
mind.
Oh yeah, you can start it. Kyle, go ahead.
I want to butcher it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. One of-
Dude, is that romance though? Like, if
Is
does
it?
it count?
I don't
as a
know. I'm trying to
It-
think. Like that's why I was like, should I say it?
Feels
It's
almost
like
like a breakup
it's drama
movie.
romance. I know,
Yeah.
but that's still romance. Or like,
I
are
guess
you
it's
talking about like
romance, yeah.
lovey-dovey stuff?
We'll
Like,
let
I was like,
the-
is that
we'll let
really
the
romance? Because
listen-
like when I think romance,
Yeah.
I think like, I mean, I guess this is just a cynic in me, but like all the sad shit. So like, you got like 500 Days of
Jesus.
Summer. You got like all these things that will make you like like just get you in your feels. I mean, there's a lot of other like the genre is so expansive, and you want to talk about what else?
Oh, so you're like
There's
a
a lot of good
500 Days
ones.
of Summer guy, I bet. You're like one of them.
I,
that, like,
I just like really sad shit.
yeah. I mean, I'm not
I don't
knocking
want a
on that
happy
movie. I
ending.
like that movie, but
Yeah, I don't want a happy ending. I want something sad to happen so I can relate to them.
yeah, true. For me, well, there's a bunch of others. Like, there's a most recent one that I could think of is Crazy Stupid Love, with Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell. If you guys never watched that one, I think it's on Netflix right now. So That one's really good. A classic one that my girlfriend introduced me to is When Harry Met Sally. If you guys never watched When Harry Met Sally, that's with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Directed by, I want to say Rob Reiner. I think it's Rob Reiner. And dude, even Carrie Fisher is in that fucking movie. Like, and if you've never seen her other than Princess Leia, watch When Harry Met Sally, and she's pretty good in that one too. So yeah.
Yeah. So Aaron, what was your take on this?
So for romantic, I'm gonna go with the Nicholas Sparks. I was introduced to it in 7th grade. I was forced to watch it by my teacher. I walked in, or I watched it thinking, why am I watching this? But for some reason, I enjoyed it, and it's a Walk to Remember. If I didn't say it, but yeah, A Walk to Remember is my choice. I just thought it was interesting. Then for some reason, that's actually the start of how I got into all the other Nicholas Sparks. But when I'm thinking romantic, that's the first author or director, producer, whatever that I'll go to for romantic. So Walk to Remember.
Have you
Yeah, I
guys
thought
watched
you
The
were-
Vow?
The Vow. Yeah,
Vow's
I've watched
really
The
good.
Vow. That's
Anything with
okay.
Rachel McAdams.
I
Really?
mean,
I really liked
yeah.
it for what the movie was.
That's the one where she forgets her memory and stuff, right?
Yeah,
car accident.
that was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
I know that one's a true story, isn't it? I think that's a true story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But
so,
it's pretty sad.
Yeah, that one's alright. I thought you were, dude. When you said Nicholas Sparks, I thought you were gonna say The Notebook.
No.
I was like, damn, you're
Can't
gonna
not
Jan's
mention-
only
can't
only
not-
saying that for Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, it's my
Can't
boy,
not mention that movie.
my boy, the Gosling. The Notebook. I think we mentioned that the last time because of the Spider-Man thing. Yeah, so I guess those are pretty good. Those are our romance. Genre. We're moving on to the next one. No, we did this already.
I love how we have a wheel, but we're probably just gonna go through every single genre on the wheel.
Yeah, we are, but I guess we're just going random.
Just to keep us
Oh
on
no,
our
no,
toes.
yeah, I know. I was just like looking at the list, and I was like,
Yeah, I
we're
mean the
gonna
list
cover
is right
everything.
there. So yeah, so okay, but the next one is classic. Did anyone want to start with classic? Because I have one in mind. I
So,
just
like,
I have
go,
in
go-
mind,
Go
I
off with
have-
yours, and then we'll see where we go from here. It's kind
Okay.
of iffy genre to speak of.
oh yeah, because I guess like we did have this conversation about like what is a classic to you guys, or like the because Aaron's I guess like I do get that point of view though, like where classic to us is like it's like you grew up with it a little bit. Or, what did you say? Like it's like
Yeah, I was gonna jump on to that. Like, classic is just something I can always go back to, and it's a memory that I can always refer back, and just recommend it to someone. Like, if I want to say you should watch this movie, it's a classic. That's like the thing that'll jump in my head is just the memory and the rewatchability and how good of a movie it was in general. And classic can be anything. It's kind of like, it can be a drama, it can be an action, it can be a comedy, it can be whatever you want it to be. But yeah, I guess classic is very your opinion in a sense. So yeah, that's my version of a classic. Did you want to say yours?
Yeah.
With what I said.
yeah, no, because well, my understanding is like the older stuff, like I guess like stuff like Casablanca and like like just the older films, mostly black and white stuff. Because like if I had to pick, I would pick 12 Angry Men, which is an old black and white film, and it's if you don't know the story of 12 Angry Men, it's about these 12 12 jurors, and they're literally just deciding if the person that they're like if the person is either guilty or innocent. It's that whole conversation between the 12 men and everything that gets revealed. That's really interesting, and I always like movies like that where they're forced to tell the story just with the dialogue and just in a single setting, without having to rely on like these big epic scale of like like showing you stuff. It's just really interesting to me, and I really like that film. I think it was a play before. I'm not too sure. I think that's why it was kind of like that, but that one's really good. Do you have anything in mind?
So with what I said earlier about my version of a classic, I'm gonna go a little bit later than that, and I'm gonna go to Back to the Future, specifically number 2. But I do love 1, 2, and 3 in their own way. But if I would go with 2 just because I liked how it played off the future. I was like 5 years old when I watched it, and I know the future kind of set it to 2015, I think 2015, 2016,
Yeah, 2015.
somewhere along. Yeah, so I just thought like, wow, in the future we're gonna have cars. So that was like my first introduction to like how the future is gonna look like. And I think culturally, what Back to the Future did affect, it had a big effect. Sneakerheads have an idea. I know they had anniversaries and celebrations for this movie. So when I think classic, I think Back to the Future, and it does play off of my memory. And I would say that's one of the first movies I've watched like growing up, next to like Star Wars and all those other big blockbuster movies. So Back to the Future for me, 2.
I'd agree with you on that, but I guess with what you guys are taking from a classic, I mean, kind of mine is kind of in between where like a classic movie is like a timeless movie, basically. So like
Mhm.
no matter whenever you watch it, whenever it was produced, it was always a repeat. It's like something you can always watch and not be bored or not be like, this is a bad movie. So for my picks, I guess along that line would be probably Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
Those
Fiction.
are
Yeah.
they're just hard classics in my opinion.
Mhm.
Can't go wrong with either of the movies. And they were just great cast, great story.
Mm.
And they were set back. Was it Pulp Fiction was
I want to say 70s
come
or
out?
80s.
Or is it 80s?
1994
80s?
actually.
Oh,
Wow.
snap. Pretty
Yeah,
recent.
and
Pretty
then
recent.
Forrest Gump is.
Oh, you're talking about when
also
the movie came
1994.
out. When the movie came out.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
when
think it
the
was
movie came out. Yeah,
94,
so-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like I would say like you mentioned timeless and like because dude, with 12 Angry Men, the fact that like it's black and white, like just don't even think about the fact that it's black and white. You can't tell, like you cannot tell what time period that movie takes place in. I'm telling you, like apart from the fact that like it's black and white, it's that good, dude. You guys, I think you guys, none of you guys like watch that, like.
No.
not 12 hours. I mean, there's Schindler's List, which is in black and white.
Mm-hmm. No, this
So-
one's like black and white because it was made in that time period. I think it was made in the 50s. I don't remember exactly. But like, because like I think Schindler's List, they made black and white, I guess. Is what I mean?
I guess
So-
that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Shawshank
those are pretty good picks.
Redemption. There was a
Yeah,
lot of movies
Shawshank.
that came out in like 1994 that were like a staple.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I didn't think Kyle was a Forrest Gump kind of guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't think you were a Forrest. I didn't think you were gonna go there, but I respect it. I love Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's the best.
Dude, I only watched that once. I don't think I can watch it.
Dude, why?
Yeah. I
It's
don't
such
know.
a fun movie.
It's fine. It's
long,
timeless.
man.
It's timeless.
It's long for me. I don't know.
Oh
dude.
well, if we're
Dude, but
going
the
off
build
of
up,
Forrest,
the
yeah.
build up
Yeah.
for the build up for Gump is just like, man, he went through a lot, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
I liked how it went through every like different time periods or like different events that happened in I guess America. So I thought that was a pretty interesting way to tell a story from another person, not really like in the event, but he's just going through it. So that was pretty cool.
What was it? Jenny.
Jenny. All right. So the next topic or genre that came up is independent film. So
You gotta explain to me this one because I have no
Yeah.
clue what.
yeah, okay, because like I don't know, because I guess like independent film in terms of like it's like the studio wise, because I know that there's like a lot of independent films that get picked up like in film festivals and stuff, that they get picked
So
up by a
are
major
we talking
studio.
like indie-ish movies?
Like, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Indie is independent.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. Well, okay,
Yeah,
totally
so-
makes sense. Yes.
So yeah,
Today I
independent.
learned.
Yeah, so indie film then, whatever you could
indie
think of.
films. Let's see.
I'll start it off, then hopefully you guys can tell me if it's indie or not.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go with. I know you guys brought up La La Land, but I'm gonna go with that director's first, I think, and I'll go Whiplash. If you guys watched Whiplash,
Hell yeah,
Whiplash
and it's
is
about
a
a-
terrific movie.
yeah. So if you guys haven't watched it, or to our listeners, if you guys haven't watched it, it's basically about a kid drummer, who's trying to learn jazz drums, and he he wants to work under like a top teacher in his school with jazz, but for some reason the jazz teacher is a total dick. But in the end, does he help him, or is it more of a revenge scene? I don't know. Like, I know Louis can explain it better, but it's somewhere along those lines, and it just, for me, it's crazy how I got interested in jazz because of that movie, and how like Miles Teller like killed that role for some reason, and J.K. Simmons killed that role, and thinking this was a guy's first film. I think it's his first film, right, John? If I'm not mistaken.
It might be. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it's
I forgot
crazy
his
how
name.
that's yeah, but that guy was crazy. Like
Mhm.
when he did that film.
Yeah. Whiplash. It's about like this guy who's obsessed with like being the best, and he's just willing to go through like anything really. Like he literally like kind of tolerate this dick of a fucking mentor, but he knows that he's the best, so he wants to like he just like takes it in a way. Fuck, I can't think
Yeah,
of
the
anything.
director is Damien Chazelle.
Damien Chazelle. Yeah,
Damien
there we
Chazelle.
go. Oh man, indie film. There's a lot. For some reason, I'm thinking of like Enemy right now. Directed by crap. What the hell is his name? Do you remember the guy that did Blade Runner? What the hell's his name? Can you,
The 2049 one?
yeah, 2049. He did Enemy. That's like one of his first films, I think. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's about this guy who, like, all of a sudden he sees this other guy that really looks like him. It's almost like he's literally his doppelganger, and it's just like this psychological film about who that is and what's going on, and it's really good. For some reason, I'm thinking of that one.
The director is Denis Villeneuve. I think.
Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that one's really good. And Prisoners from him. I can't think. I think it might be indie. I'm not sure, but I would classify that. I guess in my own head. What about you, Kyle?
Speaking of Jake Gyllenhaal, I mean, I was just going through a bunch of lists. Like, oh, what's considered like indie? Nightcrawler popped up, so
Hell
I was
yeah,
like,
dude.
Nightcrawler's
good.
Nightcrawler's pretty up there. But I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure like I've watched a bunch of like indie films, and they're like,
Did we
all-
watch a Nightcrawler together?
Yeah. Do you don't remember that?
I think we.
No, I
did.
just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
I think we
Yeah,
did.
That was a dope movie though.
Yeah. One of our
Yeah.
first like test runs with like Spit Talk or whatever, we did a Nightcrawler thing. Like we talked about it for a bit. I remember. I might still
Dang.
have the audio here. Like don't quote me on that. But I remember that was like one of our first things we talked about.
Yeah, there's like just a lot of like small indie movies that like are pretty good, but just don't get the recognition
Mhm.
as much. So it's kind of I mean, like I don't remember much.
Mhm. Dude, is Ex Machina considered indie? Because I know that's
I saw that on the
smaller
list, and I
film.
was like,
Ex
yeah,
Machina,
it's,
right?
it's
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that was pretty good. I like that one. So you guys like, do you have anything else that you want to add, or do you want me to like spin the wheel now, or spin the
next-
wheel?
What else do we have next? What else do we have?
All right.
I just feel like indie films, just to end the topic, I feel like indie films, they kind of generate towards the Sundance Festival. So anything in that category that jumps onto the main screen, or like when it ever reaches Guam, I feel like that's an indie film, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them get picked up by Sundance first, then it gets put out in the big mainstream theaters. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I got my answer, or like Whiplash, I feel like I got it from a Sundance festival first before it reached it.
Yeah, I think it was.
If that counts it.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it was picked up on a festival. I don't remember which one, but I think it did do that for that film. The next one is drama, and honestly, this is really
Another hard one.
Like it could be anything really, to be honest with you. But I'm looking at a list here. It's on Google. Or you know what? Here, let me look at this one. Yeah, see, because it's weird, because like drama, right? We were talking about drama, but like a lot of these films are like the ones that are showing up. Fucking Avengers Endgame is here for some reason. Like I don't know if that counts really, but
It does not count.
it does not count. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there we go. There's that. Oh, okay. So maybe I think I'll go with another Fincher movie, and I'll just go with Social
Damn,
Network.
You're in a high for Fincher on this episode.
Fuck yeah, that's my favorite, bro. I'm telling you, that's like he's like one of my he is my favorite director, I think, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going Social Network. As my favorite genre film. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have watched that already. It's about Facebook, like the friendship between the I guess the creator and his friend, and how everything just went to shit for the most part with their friendship. And yeah, it's really good. It's one of the it's one of the first of its kind that I've watched where I can just go back. I feel like I memorized everything in that fucking movie already for the most. Dude, I'm not kidding, dude. Every time I watch that Andrew Garfield scene where he's like confronting what's his name? Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I memorized that whole fucking scene already.
I feel like for me, I mean, this because I saw the list. Marriage Story is like a pretty good drama.
Ah, dude.
Oh, that's recent,
Scarlett
right?
Johansson. Yeah, that
Yeah,
2019.
the recent
Scarlett
one.
Johansson and my boy,
Kylo Ren.
my boy Kylo. He
Yeah.
was so good in that movie though. Like
Yeah.
I
never,
really liked it.
I never
You
watched
never
it.
watched it? You
No.
need to watch it. You're gonna like
Dude.
it. I know you're gonna like it so good.
I know. I watched clips. I watched the clip. I think like the one in the apartment
when
where
they're yelling?
arguing. Yeah, I watched that one.
No, but the build up to that, it's so good. You really need to watch it.
yeah, I'll check
it's
it
a
out
really good
sometime.
drama.
I
No,
haven't.
you
gone
have
into
you have
that
to watch it tonight.
tonight. All right, then shit. Since
Okay.
Kyle
It's
said
it's
I'll
a
watch
lot
it.
of family
Yeah.
infills kind of thing, and just kind
Mhm.
of like real life kind of a real life perspective on things. And like in the
Mhm.
beginning, it kind of dragged on. I was like, what is this? What is this movie? And then the further you just watch it, you're just like, wow, like I can relate, or like
I can
that-
relate.
That sucks.
Well, you can relate to a marriage story, Kyle.
Damn.
Yeah, well, because
Okay.
I liked it because it was sad at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you're a
watched it.
sad, sappy guy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You're really into the depressing stuff. Okay. Yeah.
It's
yes.
the only place I can get my emotional support from is just watching sad movies.
So my answer, so Adam Driver is the character that plays with Scarlett Johansson in that movie. They're just trying to save our butts so we don't get called out on our listeners out there. But Adam Driver is the one that plays Scarlett Johansson's in Marriage Story, the double, or not double, but partner. But my answer, I was gonna say Blade Runner 2049, but I'm gonna go with The Founder, and The Founder is
Mhm.
basically the guy who founded McDonald's, but it was crazy because he basically stole the idea
And quotation
from,
marks founded. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, basically a big quotation marks on founded McDonald's. So that one was really crazy how that came to be, because I remember watching it and I was like, dang, I'm not gonna support McDonald's anymore. But
But you
it's
still
crazy.
go.
Yeah, I still go. No lie, but I still go,
You literally just bought us McMuffins the other day.
dude.
But yeah.
But it's a good film. But yeah, I would go The Founder on that one. I just liked how the story was told, and the revealed, and where it came to be, or like what happened after and all that other stuff. So yeah, I would say that's a good drama to watch.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty good too. I like that one. It kind of, it's like a lot of these biographic, like, see, because The Founder, even The Social Network, is a kind of like a, like, what's it called? Biography-ish, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, those are the ones I could think of for the most part. That's why I went with Social Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
your
think
boy
we have-
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I think we have like two more genres.
my boy Batman.
Pretty sure.
Do we still have two more genres here?
Yeah, we need to hit foreign and animation. So which one do you want to hit first?
No, we have horror, foreign.
Animation.
You want to just go
Let's
down the
just
line?
do those three. Let's just do
Okay,
those
yeah.
three.
I keep spinning the wheel and it's going back to fucking
I
musical.
know, like you're not
dude,
gonna get anywhere.
We already touched with
It's
musical,
like one out
man.
of like 15 chances or something.
It's like this thing's mad that we didn't talk about musical that much, so it keeps going back to that one. But yeah, so we'll go off with foreign then, and that
that's
one's an
easy.
easy one for me.
I know. Are we thinking the
I
same
think-
thing?
I think we're thinking of the same
Okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear what Aaron says first.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I was gonna go. We touched up kung fu movies. I was gonna go Drunken Master,
Oh, hell
Jackie
yeah.
Chan. I think Jan said it's there. That's the second one or the first one, and it's basically the one where he comes back home and these people are taking the Chinese heritage stuff and delivering it somewhere else. So Jackie Chan's character is fighting for that. But along the way, he's known as a drunken fighter, but his dad doesn't want him to be known as a drunken fighter. So along that lines, a lot of fighting, a good story to me. And yeah, it's Jackie Chan. What else can I say about that one?
That's the one that it starts in a train, right? Do you remember?
Yeah, it starts with a train.
That might be the second. Yeah, that's the second one. I remember. Yeah, that one's really good. That one's like one of his best films, honestly. If I had to rank like Jackie Chan, we could do a fucking whole video on Jackie Chan or like a whole episode on Jackie Chan. But dude, Drunken Master, that one, really fucking good. But yeah. Did you want to mention our I guess our? I feel like we do have this. Yeah,
we have the same one, 100%.
It's fucking the same one. Yeah. So,
Old Boy
is our
Old Boy, the
for a fucking
original
film. Yeah, don't watch the Josh Brolin one, please. I mean, yeah, just don't watch. But yeah, Old Boy, the original South Korean film from 2002. No, 3. It might be 2003.
Was it 3? I thought it was 1. I don't know.
I think it's 2003. But anyway, yeah, that one's just about like this guy who's all of a sudden taken and locked in a room for like,
and he doesn't know why.
10 years, right? I think it's 10 years.
No, around
longer, around that time. And then he just gets released, and he's like, "What the hell just happened to me? How come they did this to me?" And it's just him
to find the answers.
Yeah, he's just him trying to find out.
If we say anything else, it just kind of spoils it. But oh man, and like that movie kind of incorporates like a bunch of these other genres that we've talked about.
Yeah, of course.
And it just does it so well. So I mean, I can spend a whole episode talking about this movie. I watched it like a few times, maybe like 4 or 5, which is pretty crazy. Because anytime I talk to a moviegoer or someone that likes to talk to movies and stuff, they're like, "Oh, have you seen Old Boy?" Like, "What? No." And I'm like, "No, you have to see it. Like, it's like, oh, but it's like, oh, it's in subtitles. It's in Korean." I'm like, you can read. Like, it's like watching anime.
Read.
So,
yeah, exactly.
But I highly recommend watching Old Boy, the classic one. That's really
the old
one,
to not the Josh Brolin one. Just please don't even like go. It's one of those movies where I want to watch with people that haven't watched it just to see their reaction to stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was watching it with my roommates. I was like, he had the poster where you have to like scratch off like the movies that like it's like top or 100.
Yeah.
I think you have the same list too, right, Aaron? Or something. But
no, I know the idea. It was kind of gonna be a gift to Jan one time. So I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, but then I saw. So I was like looking at it, like he watched it, and he's like, "Old Boy" was on the bottom, and it wasn't great. I was like, "You haven't watched Old Boy?" He's like, "What is it?" I was like I dragged him to the living room and be like, "We're sitting down and watching this." And then after, at the end, I already knew what happened, so I was just like watching him and his reaction, and he just looked and he's like, "No way," and it just blew his mind for like the next 4 hours.
I fucking love that movie.
So. Yeah. Have you watched it, Aaron?
Yeah, I've watched it.
So
good film. I can see where you guys are coming from. Of like, you guys don't want to watch it. You just want to watch people watch it who haven't watched it. So you're really just watching the people's reaction rather than the movie itself.
Yeah.
But that hallway scene though, Oh
yeah, that's like one of the earliest all hallway scenes in like a movie, and it's really good actually. Yeah, the one with the hammer. Yep, it's really good.
Yeah, all right. Like I said, we can probably talk on for hours on this, but let's go on to the next.
We'll just move on.
The next genre. You want to do? Let's go do horror, and then we'll do animation last.
Okay, so horror film. Crap.
I guess for me, I mean, I keep saying as of recently. It's not really that recent.
Well, yeah, because it's the stuff we could think of off the top. We're not really thinking about it right now until it gets mentioned.
Horror that sticks out. I mean, honestly, the Insidious series. It's one of the better horror movies that have came out in the last decade or so to actually have be it a horror movie, have it not be a terrible story, not stupid jump scares. Like even the music was good. Like the whole the first one was really good, and the second one was like but as a whole, like, did James Wan direct that? No, was it
Yeah, he
James
did
Wan?
the first two.
Was it? Yeah, the first two, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. When that first came out, it was great, and like alongside what that came out around the same time as like Paranormal Activity, like the first three.
Mm-hmm.
Those are kind of like up there in terms of the horror, the getting scared out of your seat, the I'm gonna throw my popcorn because I got scared kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So how about you guys?
I can go next. So, I was gonna go the same way, James Wan, but I think you're talking about Conjuring 2. That's the real answer. I prefer Conjuring 2. Like everything you just said was Conjuring 2 to me. I'm like, hey, that's Conjuring 2. Out of all
Yeah.
the Conjuring that came out, Conjuring 2 was the one that scared me. I think it's just the idea of that nun, and the score was like her score or her theme song was pretty scary. So I would go Conjuring 2 for that one. I preferred that one over the first one for some reason.
You're gonna prefer the
better story.
song in Conjuring 2 over Tiptoe Through the Road? Or
It's not a score, but you can argue.
Oh my god, dude! I forgot
you can
about
argue
that.
that. But I'm just saying, like, I think that trembling altar boy song that plays when you see the nun, that was pretty freaky. Like that really, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was scary for me when you see her in that hallway and it cuts to the scene in the I guess the his study or his office. That was pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just saying, like, I would go Conjuring over Insidious,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a very recent scary movie watcher. Like
Yeah.
I don't know any of the old ones. I've watched Blair Witch Project. I didn't think that was scary. I haven't watched the
that was the
Screams
most
yet,
terrifying movie
or those
I've
other
ever
ones.
watched.
But yeah, I'm just saying those are just some areas where I haven't like dabbled in. But yeah, I would say Conjuring 2 is up there for my
so-
horror.
I
Mhm.
guess a quick tangent. Have you guys watched the third one or the recent one that came out last Friday?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
fine.
You guys watched it?
It was fine.
Yeah.
What
What did you
did
think?
you
Yeah,
think?
it was fine. I didn't want to mention it, but yeah, it was fine. It wasn't the best one out of it. I'll watch all the Insidious over that one.
No, but I'd rather watch Conjuring 3 over Insidious 3, and that's a freaking fact
Yeah.
right there. Like I don't know. I just like the characters are good, so I think that's probably why I enjoyed it a little more than I don't know. For some reason, I liked it. So people, like, a lot of people didn't like it, but I like the third one, to be honest. For my pick, I can't, dude. I think you saw me just Google it right now because I don't know if it counts.
I'd say it counts.
Silence of the Lambs is a fucking classic horror film, psychological horror film. Clarice, you know, have you guys ever seen that movie?
No.
Yeah, it's with Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, and dude, his fucking performance alone is scary to me when he's talking to Clarice, like in that room, and like he's really just intimidating. Dude, I get goosebumps, and like fucking what the hell's his name? Buffalo Bill. Is it Buffalo Bill? Yeah, that guy creeps me the fuck out, dude. It's a really good film. Actually, it might be a thriller too, but when I searched it up, it says horror, so I'll just go with Silence of the Lambs. I could also think of
What's that one movie with the hallways? It's like a really old movie, the one with the twins. You know what I'm talking about?
that's one with The Shining.
Yeah, The Shining.
Oh, the Shining, yeah. I was like,
Oh,
"God,
yeah.
Why is it escaping me right now? Shining is up there too.
Dude, you know a funny story with that? Shout out to our boy Gino. We were supposed to watch Shining because Jan never watched Shining. I never watched Shining.
Yeah, we
then our
never-
friend Gino never
none of
watched
us ever
Shining.
watched it.
Yeah, we were all supposed to watch it one time. Then when it came out to Netflix, our boy Gino watched it first. Then I watched it next. Then we took a picture and showed Jan, and he's like, "Shoot, I guess I'm gonna watch it." Or I'm not sure if you did watch it, but like that's how it went from watching together to watching it separately. So that's a funny story of how The Shining came to be.
Bro, I still never watched it to this point.
What?
Man. I still
Gotta watch it, man. It's
I
it's
never
a
watched
really
The
good-
Shining. I've seen like the the fucking iconic stuff, but I never watched it to this point.
Gotta watch it as a whole
dude.
because it's a lot of it's a lot
Psychological.
of puzzly,
Yeah, I'll probably I'll watch it.
stuff.
Yeah, it's on my list. Like I know that one. I just haven't gotten to it for some reason. But that one's I've always like meant to watch. So yeah, another one I could think of. I don't know if it counts. Scream. That one's really good to me.
OG Scream.
OG Scream. I guess it's kind of a parody, but like, dude, it's Wes Craven. He's literally parodying like some of his stuff. If anything, like he's an iconic horror director, and he's doing Scream and stuff. So it's poking fun at that genre a little bit, while also adding on to it. So that one's really good. Is that
All right,
everything?
last genre, animation.
Okay, we have one more. Yeah, one more. Wait, what's
You
the
want to
one?
break this down into like? I mean, I can think of like 3 big categories for animation.
Oh yeah, so animation.
So I mean, my head, I'm kind of thinking. So like breaks down to like 3 subgenres of animation, which is like your usual Disney Pixar movies.
Mhm.
You got your big anime films that usually come out.
Yeah.
And then also the more like they're kind of in between those, where you got like shorts, you got these like, I mean, just to mention like Studio Ghibli films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say
So,
that.
along those lines. So what do you guys have?
I guess we'll just go off like whatever's animated in general.
So
Yeah.
I guess I'll start off. Favorite Studio Ghibli is probably Spirited Away, just because it's like one of the first ones I've watched. Other in the, I guess, Disney Pixar, I'd have to say, I'm a big Toy Story guy, so probably like Toy Story 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Another anime movies. There's what's the one? Your Name. Your Name's really good. That one's on
Watch
Netflix.
that one.
Yeah, and then I just have to shout out the Lego Movie. I don't know if if in our previous when we were doing the
Wasn't
videos
that our
for
top 10 or
podcasts,
whatever?
I'll stand by it and be like, the Lego Movie is just a
Damn, you're
good
really high on that
fucking-
movie, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a great movie as a whole. So I don't like kid movies that much, but when I watched the Lego Movie, I was like, wow, like
It transcends.
this transcended me to a different level.
Yeah.
So what about you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, I can go next. So, I liked how you brought up there's like different subgenres. Toy Story is up there for me, but I'll just go off of the ballpark, and I'll just go with DreamWorks, and I'll say How to Train a Dragon. I dig that movie. Like DreamWorks does make some good ones. Like Shrek was like the kickoff of DreamWorks
Fuck yeah, dude.
for me. Yeah.
Shrek was so good.
if you, yeah. So, but there, DreamWorks have some hit and miss there. But there's like 3 big ones for DreamWorks. Like you got Shrek, How to Train a Dragon, Kung Fu Panda. Like those were like for me the top big 3s for DreamWorks. And How to Train a Dragon for some reason hit home for me. I loved the second one because it had a very family aspect. And don't get me wrong, I do love Pixar, but Pixar, like Toy Story is up there. Like it's my favorite Pixar film. And I'm not saying it's not animation; it is animation, but I feel like Pixar is its own category. But animation, I would go How to Train a Dragon. And I liked how you brought up the Lego Movie. That's your transcendent one. I would say Spider-Man, Miles Morales, that one, the Spider-Verse. That one was very different.
Yeah.
I remember watching it first. Then I was like, Louis, you have to watch this because the animation is way different. It's very comic heavy. Like it very looks like panels from a comic book. So, and I know the BTS, they kept talking about how they try to make it where every frame you can take a picture of it. So that's pretty crazy how they kind of did that animation. So I would say those 2 movies, How to Train a Dragon and Spider-Verse.
Mm. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, man. That one's really good. I think I'll just go with classic Toy Story. That's the one I grew up with the most. So yeah, dude.
I just want to make a shout out. If you guys haven't watched Treasure Planet, you should definitely watch Treasure.
Oh yeah,
watch
of course.
Treasure Planet.
That's old, dude. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, but like if I have to go to Toy Story 2 was probably my favorite one out of the bunch. The best looking one is Toy Story 4, only because of like the like, dude, everything looked so surreal in that freaking movie. But yeah, when you mentioned Shrek, I kind of lit up because that's like the most quotable film of all time to me, dude. Like, if you just mentioned Shrek, like I could think of like how many. Do you know the Muffin Man? or the Muffin Man, like like just little shit like that. It always gets to me. I don't know. I really
Did you
like
know
movie.
that Shrek just recently got inducted into the Library of Congress for being a
Oh, for like the film, right? Like
yeah
itself. That's crazy.
yeah
That's good.
this
Cool.
year. So each year they put in like 25 movies, and
Yeah.
I was browsing Reddit and it said Shrek had just been nominated
badass,
into
dude.
the Library of Congress. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I know. The Dark Knight just recently got on that, I think.
Oh yeah. It was the same
Dark
year.
Knight, yeah.
This year
And
too. So
yeah, your favorite Forrest Gump was in that. I know that. So yeah, that one's really good. That's crazy. Fucking Shrek out of all movies. Fuck yeah, dude. That's the best one, dude. Well, yeah. So I guess those are all the genres here that we mentioned. But we didn't go into like each subgenre of film.
let us know what kind of genres you guys want us to cover, and we can kind of go into
Yeah.
depth if you guys
I
want.
know there's a lot of we didn't cover. I was gonna say that just to kind of wrap it up, but if
Yeah.
we want to talk about it, we can totally talk about it another time or now. Up to you guys. But we didn't say like adventure. We didn't bring up sci-fi.
Oh, yeah, see, sci-fi.
Like all these other big genres that aren't on that wheel. We didn't touch up, and yeah, like what Kyle said, if you guys have any suggestions or like just let us know, and we'll probably talk about it another time, because for me, I had fun talking about these genres
Mhm.
because I learned a lot of new stuff from you guys. Like, look, Kyle's a Forrest Gump guy. I didn't think he was a Forrest Gump guy. So I don't know. That was the most interesting thing I found about today.
Yeah.
So I like doing these genre videos. Hopefully, I can get more inside of their brain and like how you guys work and stuff. So yeah, I
Yeah.
had fun shooting this. But how about you guys? Any final thoughts before we either close it out and stuff?
Do you have a
Nothing
favorite?
on my end.
Do you have a favorite genre in general, like to watch? Like out of all of these, what would you like? What's your favorite genre of film?
Anything that gets nominated to an Oscar.
And so yeah, you're an Oscar guy. I forgot. Yeah, that's the
If blockbuster is considered a genre, then I would go.
I guess
blockbuster
yeah, that does
movie.
count.
So yeah. So funny story. I don't know if you guys ever saw our spit talk. We were on the newspaper at one point, and I remember that was one of the questions. Like, what was your favorite story? And it's crazy how like Kyle said Oscars, because during that same
Yeah,
interview,
he said
you-
that shit. Yeah.
yeah, you said Oscars too. So I'm gonna stick with my answer and go blockbuster movies.
What did I
So-
say? I don't remember what I said exactly.
I completely
But
forgot.
You said anything, David Fincher. I'll probably find the clipping and show you guys.
yeah, man, I'll bend the knee to David Fincher, dude.
Do you
That's
guys
what-
still have that newspaper? I totally forgot we were on a newspaper.
I
at one
have
point.
it.
I
still
have it
I'll
somewhere
probably
here.
post it on our spit talks.
I have it
No.
somewhere here.
Circa
Yeah.
2014 or something. Oh my
Yeah, dude. But like, if I had to pick, I would. It's like a genre of a genre, like whodunits, dude. Those are like one of my favorite fucking
God. What?
whodunits. Like whodunits, like fucking Knives Out just recently, and like
Oh,
Murder on
okay.
the Orient Express, like just stuff like that where they're trying to find
Mm.
a fucking killer in a secluded like area, or like in just in that story. Like I really like the whodunits for some reason. Like if you ever played Clue, is it You ever played
Yeah.
Clue? That's like one of my
Yeah.
favorite games. Yeah.
So anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
No,
Let
sorry,
us
we
know
good.
what your favorite genre is, and
Yeah, man.
tweet at us
Tweet-
on,
Tweet, yeah.
at Spit Talks,
Yep,
and
exactly.
we can have a little chat. Whoever
Yes.
decides to log on and kind of rebuttal, or follow us on our personals, ask us some questions. But
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
mention movies, like I can't believe you didn't mention this for this genre, and you're like oh yeah, see, so because we're like thinking of this on the spot, like we don't know, or like we're not looking at well we googled some, but yeah, so if you think of anything, just let us know, and we'll probably agree with you for the most part.
Yeah, we're always up for suggestions, and it could be episodes in the later future. So with that said, thank you for listening to the Spit Talk podcast. Catch us on our next episode. Follow us on Twitter at Spit Talk Podcast for any updates. Once again, we are Aaron, Jan, and Kyle. See you guys. Bye.